All right, so here we are. We're doing a live urbanism chat. Yes, welcome to the Urban Spokesman. Here I am doing, so we're going to talk about the mayor's race right now. Look at this. Uh, Infamous miser NYC. Cuomo is looking to copy Zoran's video strategy, but something tells me he didn't get the authenticity memo. And as you can see, you have a picture here for a top production company seeking a seeking out gentrifiers and young white men for a political ad. The fact, wait, what? Oh God, really? I mean, this is bad. This is very. Um, see, this is Zora Mamdani can just walk on the street and people will talk to him. They have to hire. They have to hire paid actors to dap Cuomo up. Oh, Tuck Strategies in association with Bulldog Strategies and Allegory LLC is looking for actors to fill the non-speaking role of gentrifier slash young white man in a political relaunch ad for a top candidate in a nationally significant race. Set in the streets of Manhattan, the role will have this non unionized actor interact personally with the candidate in a friendly manner, broadening the candidate's appeal to a younger demographic. Oh, Cuomo for mayor. Bulldog strategy. Oh, damn. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. The ownership. The ownership. Woo. Oh, Lord. Oh, get the stink off of me. Get the Cuomo hands off of me. Let's see what the people say. That's Rich Applezzardi's firm. He's the guy that spent the entire Cuomo administration bullying, belittle anyone who dared question Cuomo. Sexual harassment isn't a deal breaker for Rich. So glad he's going with non-union actors too. Really says something about their campaign sucking up to billionaires for millions in campaign donations, but aren't willing to pay decent wages. Damn. Well, comment approved. Comment approved. Woo! So next, we have Miser himself. The funniest thing about this is that I've reached out to these guys multiple times to offer them the same, hey, want to be on camera thing I did so many times for Zoran. No response at all. Not surprising given the previous strategy of not really campaigning or taking questions at all. Wonder if that approach is going to change, but I wouldn't hold my breath. So look, Cuomo doesn't want to interact with regular New Yorkers. He doesn't want to interact with real people because they might have a few words for him. But also, I mean, you're a politician. You gotta hear what the people gotta say. Like, look, that's your job. It's your job. Like people, who wants to be a politician and then he doesn't want to do the job of like talking to people. That is the job. I would not be surprised if you talk with Adams, but Cuomo might only speak to you while he drives away. Stay out of the crosswalk so he doesn't hit you. Ah, damn. These people, I mean, good Lord. They're so aggressive. Oh, the funniest part about this to me is the non-unionized bit. Of course, these scumbag Dems never want to hire a union when it's their pocket. Damn. Very naive of you to consider Cuomo and Bloomberg to be Democrats. Yeah, sometimes people like to wear the look. Sometimes people like to wear the label of Democrat, but they don't actually want to do Democrat things. Like Democrats are the union party. Like they've always been the party of unions, and and the bottom line is in New York, because Democrats are so popular, Republicans will pretend to be Democrats and use the Democrat branding and the Democrat label without doing any Democrat things. Like, good grief. This is what, look, this is why I have to stop voting for these people. I have to stop voting for fake Democrats, phony Democrats, the fake left. Um, the strategy doesn't just involve producing videos for social media and having people knocking on doors. The strategy involves taking time to listen to actual people. It requires being willing to take questions from anyone and everyone. It requires actually answering the question you are asked with a sincere response and not dodging or deflecting. It requires constantly being out and about. Cuomo, if Cuomo actually tries to campaign like Zoran, I think he can have a good result for NYC. Cuomo might try it and fail because he's old and his body literally can't campaign that hard. Cuomo might try it and fail by exposing his true awful self. He might try it and fail because he can't bring himself to actually go through with it, leaning on his old habits. And I know this is a long shot, but he might try it and actually succeed. I know extremely unlikely, but if he is out in the street listening to people, his worldview might end up changed ever so slightly by talking to actual New Yorkers instead of just wealthy donors. Next ad. Looking for paid actors to let the candidate knock on your door and pretend to speak about issues that are important to you. Oh Lord, God, this guy. Yeah, he finds a way to be creepy. Just, I mean, hopefully, don't be female. when when a weirdo is knocking on your door. Oh gosh. Tusk writing an op-ed about Zoran deserving the win and still going all in for Cuomo is so on brand. Yeah, this is the thing. So most people don't understand this about Democrats. So the reason why Trump won and the reason why Democrats lost is because when Republicans lose, they lose the establishment Republicans lose in the democratic process. They get behind their guy no matter what. No matter what. Look at them right now getting behind Epstein and Trump. Like, they get behind him no matter what. Trump won the primary. They backed him hard. And when Democrats, someone slightly left of center, uh, wins the primary, Democrats attack him. Like, look, there's no one in this. There's not enough people in the middle. Everyone says they're in the middle, and then you scratch the surface, and you can immediately find out if they're conservative coded or left wing coded. Like, that's the bottom line. And so there's not, the center doesn't actually exist. No matter how many people tell you it exists, it doesn't actually exist. People want policy. And I would say probably a lot of conservatives agree with liberals, but more in a horseshoe theory context. And I would argue the differences are primarily, most of the differences are either, a lot of the differences are going to be like based on the class of the individual, a lot of the substantive differences, and based on kind of the cultural religion of the people. Um, I think those are going to be the primary differences. Um, but I feel like a lot of Americans agree on a lot. I think like 60 or 70% of Americans agree on a lot. Like, if Trump says universal health care is the way to go, I think over half of conservatives, if not all of the conservatives, will get behind it. The problem is he says it and he doesn't actually mean it. So then nothing can be done right now. But the bottom line is conservatives support their guy. And like in Democrats, We're always told to vote blue no matter who, so long as the who is a right wing Democrat like Andrew Cuomo or Eric Adams. Like, gentrify a young white man, it's the part I was born to play. Oh, wow. A non speaking role. Well, clearly they don't want to, they don't know their demographic at all. I'm just like, wow, these guys are a mess. Oh, so messy. Messy. Okay. Zoran is right. Yesterday's rain flooded New York City streets, but it didn't have to be this way. Call Speaker Adams, tell her to pass. Intro 11:38. And okay. And that's her office there. She's an elected official. So wow. Yeah, it did. It flooded on 28th Street, the red train. Um, One of the consequences of having Eric Adams as mayor is that at best he's done nothing about long term issues like flooding, no advocacy, no plans, all this at a critical time when the city needed to fortify against climate devastation. Yeah, that's true. That is an important point there is that Eric Adams, he is not thinking into the future. He is struggling into the future and into history, struggling into history, hopefully to be forgotten and never remembered other than to be remembered. If you don't do anything, you won't make it. If you don't do anything, you won't make it. You won't make it to the next election. All right. It doesn't help that New Yorkers litter so much that storm drains get clogged easily. It starts with New Yorkers improving New York and then demanding City Hall get its act together. I say, why not do both? Why not do both? Why not have both? Why not have somebody cleaning out the storm drain? Cleaning up. Like, we should be paying somebody to clean up. Like, I don't know why that's such a bad thing. Let's see here. Installing basic Instilling basic respectful behaviors like do not litter, do not be loud on subways in elementary education can possibly go a long way. Uh, Like totally agree. Like I don't like you go on the train, people want to play their music and I just want to punch them. I don't believe in being violent. Uh but you know, sometimes you just want to like get, can't do it, but oh. um yeah, because people get on the train and they do the most and then they think like mind my own business. Your music needs to mind its own business. And your garbage and your shooting up on the train and the smoke on the train needs to mind their own business. It's not to be done in public, especially with children around. Like there are some things children don't need to see everything. They don't need to see everything. Everybody doesn't need to see everything. A classic trap of blaming individuals. Cities are communities. Stop thinking like an American and use some collectivist thinking. If we had good infrastructure and paid for cleaners instead of cops, it wouldn't matter if one guy littered. Yeah, that's so true. This is what I say. Just clean it up. Naples, Italy has many street sweepers. Geneva and Switzerland clean daily, blah, blah, blah. A lot of times in the city, I don't believe intentional littering happens that much. I think when something's dirty, people just treat it like shit. And when shit is clean, they treat it super nice. I think that's just human nature on some level. And so you have to keep everything clean and clean regularly. So that way, by being clean in and of itself discourages other people from being messy. Oh, and speaking of, so you got Japan up here. Speaking of Japan, I used to live in Japan, and and yeah, I would go there, and yeah, they don't litter, and they don't like it when you do, and they don't tolerate it. They don't tolerate it. Same with Singapore. They don't tolerate it. They will whoop your ass. I'm not joking. They will literally cane you. Some kid got caned. He was littering gum or something in Singapore streets, and they weren't having it. But guess what? I didn't understand the logic of that. But then when me and my sister went to Singapore, what ended up happening, we learned about why they don't like littering. There was an area of town that was still under construction, and the sidewalk was covered in gum. I mean, absolutely 100% covered in gum. And so it was so completely ridiculous. Me and my sister looked at each other like, oh, now we understand why they don't like littering. They don't like gum, people chewing gum, because because I mean, look, it's a mess. Someone tried it. That's why they don't like it. Same thing in New York. We just have to agree that we're not going to tolerate it, and then actually, have a have a steep punishment and social pressure to enforce the rules. I mean, on this is yeah, I also agree with this. Maybe if the city put more than one trash can per square mile, I mean, totally. Yeah, that's something I have a complaint about, is that a lot of times they don't have a trash can in the area at all, or the trash can that there is not big enough, so it gets full quickly. So yeah, so those are two things I would consider. So just testing this live chat thing out here. I think I'm gonna end it on that because I have some stuff I need to get done. Um, but yeah, like, subscribe. Hope you are having a wonderful afternoon. All right, take care.